Hello, hello. What are we working on today? All right, we're doing some burner designs. We got the right half hooked up, so we need to connect the left half to fuel today, and we also need to get the basic connections here set up for how we're going to connect to the outposts. I wonder if there's a way to exclude trains from this. Probably not. Maybe? Well, as for blueprints, I doubt that's going to affect. Yeah, I doubt that's going to affect the stages. I'm assuming there's nothing we can really do for this. Because, yeah, it turns out trains are really bad for this stage blueprint mod. It doesn't like when trains go to different layers. I mean, we can, like, usually delete them, but it's kind of manual. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. This is how this is how I've been handling it. And it does work well enough. Yeah, this seems good. We can always add this. I don't think it's necessary, but we can split it up if we want to. Hello, arters. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see. Do we have a blueprint? Yeah, it's this one, right? I can't remember if we made... Oh, we did make a change. Right. Okay, let's re-blueprint it then. Re-blueprint. Train stop name. We won't have any trains in it. All we really did was we changed... we added an alarm. Ooh, better stations. Better stations are nice. I happily accept this present. Suze, are you gonna post in the Discord? That's also, is this still okay? This one's still set up to coal. Okay, so this is when I should start using. I believe this is when I should start using solid fuel because I don't think I have any logic regarding coal after this point. So yeah, let's switch this to a solid fuel design. Also, we were in map mode. I always I always forget map mode doesn't like stages. Okay, so this is. Yeah, this is actually this we might not switch to solid fuel yet because this is well, this is the first part of bots. Let's see, import string. What? Okay, I don't think I copied it right. Okay, tip number 2. Whoa! It has the... Oh, okay, it has these in there too. Wait, what do you mean 3 types? Was it a blueprint book? Or are there multiple blueprints? Oh, it's a mining outpost too. 1, 2, 3. Does this like side balance it? Interesting. I don't understand how this blueprint worked. Oh, it is a blueprint book. Okay, I didn't see the blueprint symbol. In 1 robo range. Oh, okay, that's the advantage. That's nice. Does this work? Yeah, I guess we're not planning to recycle stuff, so it's fine. This logic isn't correct, but we can fix that. Yeah, we can change the logic. This is what is this for? Is this the fuel train? Is this the fuel train? That one looks bizarre. But I guess those, yeah, it makes sense that those don't need to be straight considering they unload pretty fast. Okay, so this is the same 2.6 design it looks like. Okay, this is the part that I'm confused by. Is this just the basic... Okay, this is just the basic fueling setup. That's okay, that's all there is here. Yeah, that makes sense. Why did I paste it on that layer, actually? I don't know why it looks so much messier there, because it's the same density, right? Should be the same density, but for some reason this part looks messier, and I can't place it. Oh, wait. Does the fuel... Okay, they each feed half of a lane. Interesting. I'll probably change that part, but other than that, I like it. And then this is just the base. Okay, so the only reason it looks messy is because it has this one right next to each other as opposed to slightly staggered like the old design. Okay, that's fair. I'm not sure. I guess I could also recycle it at the end. I guess it doesn't really matter the distribution of the coal. But I want both of them to be able to feed all of the lanes. I guess I could add a couple entities here. Like, if this could loop back, it could work. Train stop on opposite sides? Yeah. Yeah, that part doesn't matter too much. I'm just trying to think, like, I want... If one of the trains is just hogging on the fuel, all the fuel, I want the fuel to be able to go to all of the drills. Regardless, just for, like, startup time. It doesn't matter at a steady state, but I think it'll help with start time if they can combine into one spot. But we can do that with just a couple extra entities, so it's not a huge deal. Like if we can loop this back for probably like 20 extra underground. That's manageable. What is this one? Oh, it's going the opposite direction that I thought it was. Okay. This doesn't cause any issues, right? Okay, because it has a chain signal. And then building train. Okay, the building train does actually need to be moved. I think you're making the assumption that it is way shorter than it is, but that's something that can be solved, right? I just need to figure out where. Yeah, you're assuming a electric size building train when we actually have a 6 long building train. Because it needs to have fuel in it. Like a lot of fuel. But other than that, it's manageable. Yeah, that's we could probably unload it like over here somewhere, because basically if we don't have the building train bring in like 10,000 coal, the start time for this is an extra like 10 minutes, which is fairly significant. So we're just going to do a slightly longer building train. But other than that, that seems, as long as we do it over here, it fits within the Roboport, so we should be fine. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. I might be able to like just shift these up, make this a straighter line. So that way we can just unload these sideways, right? Like I don't think that would have any inherent problem. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, but yeah, thank you for that one. Okay, so what are these? What's the difference between these two? Are these just mirrored versions of each other? No practical difference, I'm assuming. Can I move this over a tile? Yeah, I'll probably move that over a tile. But it should be possible. It will probably make it that I need a second underground, but that's fine. Yeah, it'll need a second underground, but that's okay. Okay, this is too expensive. I'll have to redo all of these, because we actually need to do light oil here, I believe. I don't have the power or chemical plants, I think, to do not light oil, but other than that, it's manageable. Let's see, one have one yellow and one have 1.5. Gotcha. Okay, so they are functionally different. But I guess it doesn't matter because I probably wasn't going to put the fuel in line with it anyway. I could do the chemical plant still here. Refineries will have to go somewhere else, but that's doable, right? Let's see. How much space does this have? This could theoretically get advanced. Well, it can't do the outputs. Okay, does this have different balancing here? Oh, it does. Interesting design. Oh, I see how it is. Just to make that get 5 on each side, or an average of 5 on each side. And then, okay, gotcha. And this was the old design where you can get a max of 3 from a single train. This is the new one. Okay. Okay, I see the differences now. Yeah, we can move the track to get advanced oil. Because with advanced oil, we'll need like half the fuel, right? Because we shouldn't have issues getting water here, because we don't need a ton. The biggest concern is the refinery and the refinery cost, which is very significant still at this point in the run, which is why I want to do advanced oil. Okay, this can go here. Wow, thank you for... Oh, wait, what's this? Wait, there's 4. I thought there were only 3. 1, 2... Okay, now I don't know what the differences are. Okay, so that one's unloading into 6, this one's unloading into 6, this one is unloading into 3. This one has 47. Okay, so this is the high throughput version, the high fuel version of this one. And then this is kind of like the original balancing. Okay. Okay, I see it. Yeah, but yeah, we have a lot of flexibility with the tracks, I think. They should still fit where they need to go. I'm still not sure if I even need to bother trying to fit the roboports within the rails. Like, it's a fun project, but we have, looking at my base, we have this much space too to work with. I definitely don't need to stress about it. That had last fuel on... Oh, one of them has fuel on the front. I mean, practically that shouldn't make a difference, right? Oh, that's if you wanted to unload on a straight line here. And have the curb unload over here instead. I imagine. Probably. But you can make both work. But both work. Okay. These are on the wrong stage, but I guess that's fine. I'm just going to move these. The main thing is, does the connection look different? We need to change this one. Does this line up differently? Because we might have to redo a lot. Just for this, right? What, just for this? Hello, Dakeva. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's just work on this, actually. We can't really... There's no point in trying to connect the rest of it until this is finalized. Don't know why those are not moving. Oh, there they are. Actually, I have the blueprints. Why do I care about that? Why did I shift them? Okay. So this one, someone suggested doing a different design, but I don't think I ended up liking it. It was a cool idea, but there's an option to put the underground in a different spot here, but that complicates the build order very significantly for a hand-built portion. Yeah, oh, that's what it was. It was to shift this like 2 tiles to the right. We could have this go straight through. Oh, it's the hand-built portion done. I wonder why I couldn't find it in the later blueprints. Okay, that's still hand-built. This is still hand-built. Okay, this is the first thing that is bot-built. So now we can start doing weird decisions. Now, nothing here is limited by logic, I don't think. Ooh, this might be. These might have logic. Oh no, I ended up redoing them. The original design for undergrounds had logic on them, but then I realized I wasn't actually getting that much more production out of it, and I had to use the specific fuel on the belt, so it was not a great option. Okay, so this uses one red belt split into two yellow. However, we won't be using red belts quite yet, so these will all actually be yellow. Okay, that's manageable. We just need to make sure we have a yellow belt in the splitter. So we need a side load, and then we need another side load. And then coal. Can I side swap these? I don't. So this is one of those things where I don't have as much flexibility from side swapping due to the direct fed assembling machines. So that might change my design significantly. So let's see, we can sideload fuel here, yeah. We would have to use some kind of logic, because there's not a ton of space. Although this could use an underground. If we do an underground, we might have a bit more flexibility. Never mind. Well, maybe. Nah, that doesn't work. Doesn't have quite enough space. There might be a way to fit it, but honestly, it's not worth it because it's significantly easier to just change this half than it is to change this. Okay, I don't know what happened to this side load. Okay, so this is when we can start doing weird things with fueling. I want this to be farther over. I might switch what side they're on, because it's a lot easier to side load fuel here. Oh, but that doesn't fix the side problem. Okay. Yeah, and this is the one we can't really change. Why is my inventory so full? There we go. Get rid of that. Yeah, sometimes I toggle it off. Also, we have a lot of blueprints here, and I don't know what they do, so I'm scared. I guess I can just keep cleared items on. I don't know why I toggle it off so often. Okay, so this uses an entire belt, right? It's actually technically you would use more than one belt, but because some of these are inserter limited, it does use exactly the whole belt. Yeah. Okay, that should be fine then. I don't know why I don't like how coal has to come from this side. I guess it doesn't matter after this point. Because that's the thing, like it's bothering me now, but it doesn't matter once we do one connection. So if we just take this time to shift coal to the left, everything's good, right? Why are splitters not filtered? Exactly 100. There we go. That's like the one thing we were missing from the belt chain. What button does it want me to press for that? Okay. It was in a different spot and I got confused. But yeah, we can just shift this over. Honestly, we'll probably just have fresh coal as well, like coming from a different spot, or even solid fuel. But I want the ability to at least take off from this side if I can. Maybe with a prio though. Yeah, definitely a prio. And now we can bring coal to a weird spot over here. Okay, I'm just gonna get like the basics set up here, and then realize it's really bad. But now that I have something somewhat functional, I can visualize what's wrong a lot easier than what I was doing before. Oh gosh, it's really weird to have iron coming from this side. Is there really no way to swap it? I guess the way to swap it is to shift this one to the left. That's kind of the issue. We could use one red underground if I really wanted to. Okay, so that would send coal up. Sends it on the wrong side. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just make it that this part is the mess. Is there a better way I can do iron? Oh wait, you know what if I sideload like this? I think I like that a lot better actually. So then this is still hand built, so we need to do something to rotate it back, but it makes the future iron connections a little bit easier. Because now this iron can just go straight down and then sideload here. And then I think everything's good. Everything seems to be on the correct side. And that's one belt, and then this will have the wait, this can't be mirrored. Is that a problem? Yes, that is in fact a problem. So this only helps the bottom half, it doesn't help the top half, but that's fine. It's a start. And then there will be a lot of entity saving here. So now I guess we can just have the splitter go like that. Yeah, that's not inherently a problem. Needs to be farther over, or maybe here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so somehow I managed to make these not in line with each other. I don't know how that worked. But it does look like we can shift it over one tile. Or even, even two tiles, actually. There we go. Wait. Never mind. one tile it is. Unless, wait. That uses the left side. That also uses the left side. Never mind. Never mind. We're trying to add space here, because the more space we have here, the easier it is to connect the rails, basically. Also, I think this time we'll do all the connections, and then we'll add the rails after, instead of, what we did over on the right half. Because that was, a little bit of a waste of time. Okay, this one, though, isn't too bad. This is more dense. And still very manageable. Coal comes from here. I want an easier connection for coal. Don't know how we're gonna get it, but I do want an easier connection for coal. Okay, and then same thing here. We can technically shift this over one tile, I think. So I don't know. I don't think that's saved. I don't think that doesn't improve anything. Okay, we don't need to worry about it then. Okay, so this will have one. This is a full belt. This is a full belt. Okay, so we need to do, like, oh gosh, we're gonna have to drag like 6 belts of iron. I'm realizing that seems annoying, just a little bit. I guess I can shift these. Like, I'm at the point where this is built by bots, right? So it doesn't have to be super pretty. I want it to be, but it's not necessarily a benefit. And then this, let's see, this has coal on the top, iron on the bottom, iron on top, coal on the bottom. Okay, so this one can copy the same pattern, although we do have to shift it slightly. But other than that, it's roughly the same pattern. Worst part gonna be to remember all the connections. I mean, that's not too bad. Like, the connections are gonna be very straightforward, right? So, like, this isn't how the final design will be. We're gonna have one connection spot that's gonna look like this, that we connect all the iron to. Which is a lot less work than this one. What this has. We just haven't set that up yet. Because I want to make sure I actually like this distribution. Because I don't think... We don't really have the space to do this in a nice compact way, do we? Like, we could do something like that. That gives me coal here, that gives me coal here. But yeah, that's definitely going to be the worst part. I just don't think... I'm not too concerned with that. Okay, so something like that does work okay. We do need an input prio though, because they're both prioritizing the same side of the belt. Or sorry, an output prio. But other than that, it's fine. Then this one prioritizes left. This one prioritizes left. That shouldn't matter. Can I shift this over one? Was there any inherent issue with that? Oh yeah, that's what it was. We weren't able to sideload there. Can I move this down? Nope. Well, yes, technically I can, and it saves a tile, but it doesn't do much. I forgot how weird these kind of designs are with the direct feeding. I don't know how I forgot that, but I did. Okay, so this one technically is flexible. This one looks like there is enough space for us to change which side. Never mind, because of the undergrounds. Okay, I was gonna say this one has flexibility to change which side the fuel attaches to, but it doesn't actually have that flexibility. Okay, also we should probably check to make sure it's correct. Let's see, do we have a fuel belt? And then just for convenience sake, let's use coal for this. Although we did establish it doesn't really matter. Because we don't have any, I don't believe we have any logic related to fueling after this point. So this will realistically get coal to start with, just so like it can back up based on surplus fuel, but it will eventually get the solid fuel. Can even push the top one to the right with iron part leaving coal at the back. Like that? Yeah, that does fix it. And it's perfectly side balanced. Okay, that gives us some more space to work with. That saves 2 entities. I guess that's worth it. There we go. Okay, that pushes things. That gives us a lot more space here, actually. I like that. And then I feel like this one can also get the same treatment, right? Yes, but not as much. Not as much of the treatment. But like we can shift this down. Don't know if that one's worth it. No, this one doesn't actually benefit me much. Not that one, the more on top. Oh. Not that one, okay. Okay, let's try to fix this one then. I forget that for the low cost of half an underground, you can make the side loads whichever way you want. Okay, that's going to use the front. This one uses the back. This might be fine. I wonder if I can shift the coal one to the right. I mean, that would make it a little neater. I don't know if it actually has a benefit, but it does make it neater. We could also sideload the iron here. It really just comes to where I want the fuel to be there. Now you broke that one where you decided to not fix. Iron goes on both sides. Right. Iron goes on both sides of one belt? What? That goes to the right, that goes to the left. Oh, yes, the one I decided to not fix. Yes, I see what you mean now. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Now, oh wait, I was hoping that would let us keep coal in a straight line, but it doesn't actually. That's fine. It's not really a benefit. It just kind of looks nice. Yeah, I guess that's okay. We can split off this and connect it here. That might be a decent spot. Actually, That is a decent spot. I want a better connection for this. I don't like, because coal making a loop is going to be weird. Like that? Yeah, I mean we can do undergrounds pretty easily. I just want to swap these if I can. What if I do the iron distribution up here? That might make it easier. Like, what if this gets side-loaded right here? And then coal can cross, and then we have an underground sending it back. Okay, I think I like that idea. Because this is kind of decent, though, let's back it up. This would be so much easier if this had any amount of flexibility. Just any non-zero amount of flexibility I'd be content with. Okay, I think this actually sideloads on the correct side, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, that technically is correct. Don't know if it's better. This probably won't save any entities. Nah, let's go back to what it was. Like, it's nice to think that the coal's coming from one side, but practically speaking, it does not make a difference. It does not affect the design. And yeah, it saves... What is that, 6 entities? Basically nothing. Yeah, we can live with that. This isn't gonna mess with building, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Can this go back a tile? No. I was trying to think if we move it back a tile, it could be a little nice. Splitter next to the chest, coal chest on... There's a coal chest on top? Splitter next to chest, one to top and one to the right. Oh. Like that? To avoid that necessary loop. That's what I'm assuming you mean. That actually that looks pretty nice. Even if it's not what you mean, it does look nice. So I guess that's the important thing. Okay, so this one, we got coal. Okay, this is going to go straight through now. Okay, now this one, this is a weird one. Because we ran out of space, so the Priode one is actually a different lane. Which is very confusing. Huh. Wait a minute. Why does this have colon? Oh, I thought it had colon here. Okay, so this is the secondary loop right here. This is the primary one. Okay. So coal can go on the left, iron can go on the right. That's a weird loop, so we should actually do iron from the bottom then instead and copy basically this one. That looks very messy how that looks. As it is. Okay. It's definitely still doable though. Okay, so let's see. Cole's gonna go back. You just agreed to the terms of sale? The terms of sale for what? Did you get something cool? Twitch being Twitch. Ah, yes, Twitch is very Twitch, isn't it? Twitch does be very Twitch. Why does my brain not compute right now? Actually, I guess does my brain ever compute? I guess is the real question. Okay, there we go. This is where iron can come from. Okay, I am happy with that. I mean, we haven't really done anything, but I'm happy with I'm happy with it. Okay, so that works aside from the fact that it doesn't, but that's good progress. And then it looks like we can even shift it up a tile. Okay, I guess it's the same as long as it's not as wide as this one. We're good, right? We don't need to try to make it one tile less compact. It's really just the end one. Yeah, yeah, it's too much. Is it even CO2? Is it? I feel like this is gonna give me carbon monoxide poisoning. I mean, looking at these things. And then there's this thing. Like, what is this design? This is like a triple lane. Oh, this is the top lane. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so this one is the last. This is the last funky design we have to hook up for a while. That's fantastic. Yeah, there's probably a lot more. I think there's a lot of things that will get to me from this run. Now I just need to make an actual coal-powered computer. That's the real strat. Okay, is this something we can copy? That's always the question. Have I made enough progress with these designs that I can copy it up? No. Well, maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe. So we need iron on top, iron on top, iron on bottom, iron on bottom. Okay, so this is iron on bottom, this is iron on top. Okay, so yeah, it does look like we have something we can copy. Actually, we can't really because this is the start of the lane. This is also like a weird hybrid. You know, yeah, I'm gonna go with well, let's just build it from scratch. It's easier. Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess my computer probably is coal powered because I don't think we have a ton of solar here. So yeah, okay, we've already got that one then. 1 point for us. Can this move? Can this move another tile? No. I mean, technically I could shift it over, but do I want to? I don't know. We'll build the rest of it first. Yeah, that looks fine. It doesn't have the perfect side balancing, but well, I guess we can give it the perfect side balancing. There we go. Okay, and we can save one tile at the cost of using another tile. Okay, so it doesn't actually save a tile. We will not worry about it then. Okay, I'm very happy that this one's going to be easy to connect. Hopefully. I say that, but who knows? I might be wrong again. That happens. A lot. Okay, so this goes up. This goes into a splitter here, which sends it down. I feel like this one was more compact somehow. Oh, I had this shifted over and down. There we go. Okay, so that might not actually work here. We can try to make it work, but it might not because of this one. Okay, shift that over, send this up. Like, it will obviously work for this one, but it might not work when we try to build something here. I guess this one's flexible. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is all using... Well, what's our total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 6 yellow belts of iron. So we're actually kind of pushing it with how much iron we have to connect on this side before we get trains, which is kind of annoying. We have to connect 2 full iron patches before we can switch to using trains for iron. Plus whatever's over here. I think, okay, so this needs 1, 2, 3, 4. So this needs 2.5. Is this a full? I can't tell if this is a half or a full. Okay, 2.5. So this needs 2.5 yellow belts of iron. This needs 4. So we could do a patch to the left and then have a belt going all the way around the base. Because like that sounds rough, but ooh, what if we do both? Do I want a secondary blueprint? Probably not. Because like it's easier to connect one patch than it is to connect 2 small patches. Even if it costs, let's do an estimate. It would be a yellow belt. It would be 3 yellow belts. Okay, never mind. It feels a lot more expensive now that I've placed all of these. Okay, so it would cost... It has to go down this far, then over roughly this much, and then up about that much. So that's 140, 400. That's 800 yellow belt. 800 red yellow belt, red inserters. That's not like a ton, but for the first thing that bots do, it might be a bit rough. If it was slightly later, I wouldn't care. But this is, I think, a bit too early for me to spend 1,000 entities just making a belt go around, when I could instead find a patch over here and do it with like 400. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll fine tune that in the testing phase, because that is fortunately a non-train connection, which is very manageable by hand. Very manageable to change, I guess, later. Okay, so this is a half lane. Now this one, I can't imagine we care about the fuel. No, it does not look like we care about the fuel. So that makes this connection incredibly easy. Aside from the fact that we're building in the wrong layer, but, you know, incredibly easy. Okay, we're still in 2.3 though, so stage move down. Does not matter what side of the belt fuel is on, okay. So we can just connect it here and maybe use an underground. Actually, can I fit an underground here? Oh, that is unfortunately not worth it. I guess it's not worth it, right? Oh, it does make it wider. Okay, maybe not. We'll go with it's not worth it. I don't know if I have to... I probably don't have to care that much about that one tile, but might as well. Might as well not try to go past this point when we can avoid it. Especially when we only save like one underground. Like it wasn't a good savings. It was just technically a savings. Okay, so this is what I used to use to power my base, because originally I was thinking the start time would not be that bad if we just had locally produced solid fuel everywhere. I was very wrong about that. That is not what we're going to do. Start time was horrendous. There was like no balancing we could do. It was useful for testing. It was somewhat useful for testing purposes, I guess. But yeah, we're not going to use inserters to move fuel. It's a lot of hassle, and it is not very high throughput. Okay, what is this belt? This is an output belt, which means this right here is useless. And then let's see, we switched to the wrong layer again. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to stage this, because this is all one bot blueprint. The first things we do with bots is build 4,000 entities to get bots to build stuff. So this right here needs to be a dedicated build before this comes online. I think that's why we have the 2.1 placeholder here, because I forgot to do that. But I think we'll do all of that at the end. And I think we won't need to be that, like... We don't need to be that particular about it. Like, I'll probably just move entire sections, and if we accidentally put, like, one underground early, it's not the end of the world. Because it's either that, or we spend, like, five times the amount of time fixing it. And I don't think that is worth it. Okay, so this one's weird. I have a red belt going into 2 yellow belts. So this is half a yellow, this is half a yellow. So these are both half of a yellow. So if I had to guess, this doesn't need to be a red splitter. Not sure why it's there. But it looks like we can go back to the standard coal connections now. Wherever we can, so that'll make things simpler. Actually, wait, can we? Hold on, does side matter? Side might matter here. Ah, darn it, side does matter. That is unfortunate. I thought we were safe, but then there's more unusual designs, which I guess I should have expected. Actually, wait, what? This doesn't have fuel on the right side. Oh wait, this is for the top lane? What is this design? Oh, this fuel came from inside. Okay. Technically, I can power them with a coal inserter if I really want to. That does make the design a lot easier, doesn't it? Yeah, it makes it so much easier. Just to put a splitter here, put an inserter facing this way, and watch as it takes like 10 minutes to start. So it's great, especially when you run out of fuel. Then restarting it also takes like 10 minutes. It's not actually great. I want to avoid this if I can. Okay, so I guess we can keep sending this. And actually, this doesn't do anything, does it? Oh, this okay. This does still need to go forward. How is that on the wrong layer? Ah. Okay. But yeah, this needs to keep going forward. Oh, we have some entities we can save here. I think that's worth it. I think 2 entities is worth it. Maybe not at this point in the run. It might be too early to worry about entity savings like that. I guess that's something we can always fix later. Like, that's a really easy thing to do at the end. Okay, so this is oh, this one's a copper belt. We almost forgot that copper existed. Okay, so this one's the primary lane, this one is the secondary lane, so coal needs to be on the top. So it looks like for most of them, coal's actually going to be on the outer side. Okay, so this connection can go straight through. We'll give them a dedicated lane. Although this does look pretty nice. I will admit, I liked how that looks. You know, maybe that's not a bad design. It wastes entities for no reason, but it looks cool. And I think that's a great reason to do something. Okay, and then the primary line is this straight one. Okay. No idea what this one is, so we're just going to fold it up and then hope we can figure it out later. So if this is the primary line and this one's a primary line, let's ignore this copper belt because that one's an easy fix. This splitter can just connect here. And then we have another splitter here. And that also perfectly side balances it. Oh wait, that's connecting on the wrong side of the belt. So I don't think it's going to be perfectly side loaded. Unless we just do that. And then I think things are good. Okay, that's taking from the outer, this is taking from the right. Okay, so that is perfectly side balanced. Awesome. And then we can send it straight through. There we go. Then lots of room for entity savings here, I think, if we wanted. Like, we can obviously just shift this down. This looks really cool, but I don't think it's worth the entity saving, the entity waste. Yeah. I can't really justify that. Actually, is it an entity waste? I guess technically it is, but very, very negligible. And we're going to be connecting from some kind of compressor anyway, so it probably is going to make the difference of like 5 entities. But that's okay. I will just get this hooked up. I clicked on the wrong part of my hotbar. Classic. Copy this. And voila. Okay. Wow, this one is somehow just as wide as this one. I guess I can move this one in. That's what happened. I didn't move this one in at all. Okay, and then let's figure out copper. So we have a lane here, lane here. It does matter which side it's on. Okay, so fuel needs to be on the top. Okay, that's manageable. Iron and coal. This almost works. That almost works really well. It doesn't quite work well, but it almost does. Okay, I think that's good. And then copper can connect here, and I think everything is okay. That's the wrong kind of resource, but other than that, other than the fact that it doesn't work, it works great. The usual. Okay, coal goes through, copper doesn't. Perfect. Then if I really wanted to, we could side balance it. We do need a prio if we don't, though. Okay, so we can either do that or we can do a prio. I think they're effectively the same, so this one is cheaper in this case. I'm assuming pryos don't have a huge impact on performance. Maybe some, but I think splitters in general are considered fairly optimized, so I don't need to stress too much about it. If we want to make this more compact, we can very easily move this connection down a little bit too, but I think we're good. Okay, so copper's good, iron's good. This doesn't seem to be working. Oh, it's just because we don't have power, right? I always forget we haven't actually connected power to any of our bays. Okay, so this is weird. It looks like I realize I needed green chips, but I need them later. And because of that, we have this awkward connection. So balancing wise, we should actually split this lane. Makes it a lot easier to set up later. And then this one will be on a different layer. Yeah, okay. So the whole point of this is to... How's that? Oh, forced delete. There we go. Then regular underground, and voila. Okay, perfect. Now this one should be a full belt, so this one doesn't actually matter how it connects. We might have to shift this over a little bit, or we kind of, if we do this, we don't really have the ability to move our iron lane that easily. Don't know how this got side-loaded. Probably while I was still smart belting it. Let's get rid of it in case we need to move things. But like if I shift this over a little bit, we do move the easy way to route this. I guess that one's flexible. Let's move this one first. Honestly, you know what? Let's not bother moving it over. I don't. It's not gonna. It doesn't really save entities. Not enough to worry about. We can do that in the revision if we decide we don't like it. This is such a weird balancing with the layers, though. And then we could even side swap this one, side load in 2 separate points, which I think could be worth it. It's no longer side balance, but if I could side load it here, I think life gets a lot easier. Is there a shortcut for this? Probably one I can set up. There isn't one by default. Honestly, maybe I'll just take from this. Yeah, I'll probably just take from this one. Okay, this needs to be a little bit earlier. Yeah, that should be fine. We don't take from this lane that often, so it's simple enough to set up. It should have the throughput. Looks like we might be able to compress this one tile. If we shift all of this. Yeah, it looks like we can shift all of this one to the right. Which looks cool. I think that's its only advantage, but let's do it. Yeah, no functional difference there. Perfect. And look at that, we can even save this entity. Actually, we have a lot of entities to save here. We haven't done any entity savings on this lane. Cool. I'm totally fine with easy entity savings. I wish we could do full drags of undergrounds. That would make building it a lot easier. We have to do a ton of partial drags instead. That one's not worth it. Yeah, we just kind of have to manually click every time. There needs to be a mod that just sets the max length of the undergrounds for 3, solely for this purpose. I feel like it would not have a huge target market, so nobody would download it. But it would be very useful for this one specific instance of I want to drag a lot of 3 long undergrounds. Maybe it's going to be... I mean, we could also just delete it and use a blueprint, but because the pattern doesn't go for that long, I couldn't justify that. I guess that saves 2 entities. And then this one would just save 1. That's why I didn't do that one. Okay. Okay, what is that? Don't know why that was considered. Why did I build that on 5.1? That's weird. Okay, so that takes from the left side. This takes from also the left side. So we need to change that. There you go. That should force it to take... Oh, wait. It was technically prioritizing the right way. It's not a guarantee that it goes the right way, but it's mostly going to take from the correct side. So yeah, let's leave it as it is. Is there any way to make this cleaner? Probably. Not worth it, though. Okay, so iron is connected. This is an output that we have, once again, do not need. Don't know why I keep having it. Why I copied that or made it so long. I wonder if we cut off one of the ends. That's a very distinct possibility. Yeah, this looks like I just tried to set it up real quick. I wasn't too concerned with entity savings because these can all pretty much save. I mean, this is a total of like 50 belt savings between all of them, which isn't a ton, but hey, free is free. Can't really complain about that. Don't know why these are in a different layer. I'm not going to worry about it. Any staging issues we can fix later. It's really not worth the effort to make them super complex right now. There we go. Saves that tile. That was a total of like what, 20 belt, 25 belt maybe. Worth it. And now, okay, this one actually needs to be on the bottom layer, right? Okay, so this one's a copper lane that we also don't need to later. So this is actually a stage 3 thing. Oh, okay, I see why these are in a different... Those were on that stage. I probably just made a blueprint for belt and underground belt and just sent all of them to stage 2 and didn't really care what the layer was. That seems like something I would do. So these are not necessary on this layer, neither is these. There we go. Okay, so that saves a little bit of entities early on. Looks like we can also do this layer the same way. And this one. Okay, that'll make it a lot easier when I'm doing the connections to figure out which ones I'm working on, though. Okay, so stone is weird. So this one needs pure stone. This one needs... This one has an awkward side load. Okay, so it doesn't look like I cared that much about side balancing this. However, it's incredibly easy to set up, right? Let's see, are we... I guess it really comes down to, are we taking this coal from somewhere else? Because we don't... Yeah, this is a super easy, perfect side load. Okay, so that does that. That goes there, and then I think everything's good now. Solid fuel, coal, solid fuel. Let's just go with fuel. Fuel will be on the top. Stone's perfectly split between the right half and the left half. So we just need to get coal over here somehow. Okay, this one is really far to the right. I don't know why this one is so spacious, because it looks like we can just kind of move it closer with no real downside. Maybe even closer. Okay, I think that's the limit, because I do want to be able to read from this belt. Don't know what that belt does. Oh, ooh, wait, hold on. I did not realize there's any fuel logic up here. I don't think that's inherently a problem, but it is something I need to be aware of. Okay. So we can move this closer. Yeah, this staging. We have so much stuff on 2.2. Also, I'll be right back. I need to go grab allergy meds. Hello. Sorry, my nose is incredibly stuffed up today. I don't know why. But it makes it really hard to talk. Hopefully I don't have to wrap up early. I might have to make it a shorter stream than I plan to. because it's just very, very uncomfortable to talk right now. But I at least want to finish up this connection so we can work on work a bit on the train. Okay, so this one's a copper lane. This can be shifted over. Coal needs to be on the top again. Okay. You know what might be easier? Because I think this is when we need to start doing solid fuel. So we can probably start making an assumption that solid fuel is going to come from the left. So instead of doing these kinds of connections, we can just truncate this here. And then just assume everything from here on comes from this solid fuel compressor to the left. And that simplifies our design a lot. And it lets me keep this logic. And I don't have to worry about if there's future logic as well. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that decision. This needs 2 full belts of stone, so that's doable. They'll also come from the left, but yeah, we'll probably need a solid fuel connection here. Because trains start at this point, which means we will have a solid fuel built. We will have solid fuel being produced right here. And we also have all this space. But this is actually probably where patches will be. So yeah, I think we can make the assumption that solid fuel will have a build here or here that we can send to the right. And that should be able to supply all of these, though it might struggle with saturation. I mean, it'll be 2 belts of solid fuel. That's a lot. And these are still slightly on the coal grid. Yeah, I think, we need to make the assumption. We're getting to the point where these aren't on a coal grid anymore, so we need to make the assumption that they just get dedicated solid fuel. And then things get a lot simpler. What I should do is continue this at least through to the copper, because I think that makes it a little bit nicer. Just removes one connection I have to think about. Okay, and then it needs to be on the outside. What if I do something like this? That might work. To give this one an output prio. Because they're going to be taking from the same side of the belt now. Yeah, that's not worth it. I was thinking maybe that saves an entity. But it doesn't save an entity, it just... Well, it does save an entity, but it makes it a more expensive entity. And doesn't really make it harder to mess up. Now, if I was hand building it, I would probably go with this design, just so I don't accidentally replace that, but since this is bots, doesn't particularly matter. Does this one matter? Okay, so that's 4 entities. No, that's 3 entities. This one is way more. Okay. Splitter. There we go. That looks a little bit ugly, but that's fine. I'm used to that. I'm used to my base looking a little ugly. Okay, and that is the last use of coal, right? I think it is the last use of coal. Awesome. And then this one has a lot of entities we can save. Like that right there was probably about 25. Okay, I know that's not a lot, but I mean, when it's free, it feels like a lot. Like, cause sometimes we do some things just for fun to like try to save entities, and it's like a lot of work to save like 2. So when you have straight belts like that I realize I can save, it's nice. Very nice. Okay, this splitter is only really there to help with balancing with start times. So we'll leave it. It doesn't really have any issues. Okay, this can save some entities too. Nice. Perfect. Okay. And then we also have the entire top lane as well. Very good. Hello, Boots. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we're saving entities now. Is that important? I don't know. I really don't know. Probably not super important, but it is fun. It's very satisfying to just immediately clear a belt. Also, I completely forgot. This is a weird design up here that I did to. I don't actually remember what the original goal of this one was, but there was a purpose. Okay, so now we're back to stage 2. Oh wait, did we change the? Were we on the right layer for that? Yes. Okay, cool. We accidentally switched back to 2.2, and I wasn't sure. Okay, let's give a solid fuel connection. Because we are making the assumption that I no longer need. Also, let's put no longer need the coal belt. Well, I mean, it's not just an assumption. Like, I was designed to not need a coal belt after this point, which means we can change where we think solid fuel comes from, and not have to do these weird designs, because we can always assume coal comes from the left. Because top and bottom is actually makes the splitters really weird. Left and right, no issue. Left and right is very manageable. Okay, and then this is effectively free. Can I move this up a tile? No. Okay. That looks pretty good. Stone is over here. That's fine. It looks like we'll have 2 copper belts and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 8 full belts of iron. That is going to be so hard to get. We can get like... We'll be able to get up to 5. I think we can get up to 5 from a single patch, depending on how we want to do these patches. Maybe 6, if we use the edges of the patches, which we might for this point in the run. Because this is before you get mining productivity, it's a lot more important to use the whole patch than it is later. I mean, I guess it's always pretty important, but it definitely is less important. Okay, so this is not a full belt of steel, right? Oh, it is. No, that is a full belt of iron. Okay. A full belt of steel. A full belt of iron, I mean. I wish I had a full belt of steel. I mean, this is close. This produces 3/5 of the belt of steel. Which is not... Well, actually, wait. No, I think... Is this exactly 5 belts? Hold up. This might be a full belt of steel. Oh, wait. I thought this was 5 lanes. Never mind. One can dream. Wait, was I right? Now I'm questioning everything. Now I am questioning everything. I don't need to be doing that, but I am. Okay, that connection's super easy. How are we going to do the coal? Because solid fuel's coming from the left. We're making that assumption. I could do something like this. I feel like that uses a lot of entities. I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing though, right? Like this only uses a couple extra entities. What's the other option? Yeah, I guess there isn't really a great way to save it. It is connected to the wrong side. So this doesn't actually work. I thought they were coming from the other side for some reason. Don't know why. Okay, so we need to go on the inside. That does complicate it significantly. So now it looks something like this, which actually, you know, that does look pretty cool. It does look neat. I'll give it that much. And then this is the steel. It loops around. Okay, it looks like the steel lane is functional, so I'll take that. I love this steel lane. This is the bot-proof steel lane. It's not the most dense steel lane we can make, but it is very safe and reliable for bots, which I think is pretty important. Okay, and then we need another lane up here for iron. Which means we also need coal up here, which this one we could probably afford to split off here. I don't normally like splitting off the center lane because this is the highest start time. But when they're this close, it's hard to justify not not doing that. Like, I don't think the entity matters that much here. Also, these are on the wrong layer. What do I mean by bot proof? So burners are really bad. So if I want to make it that construction bots can safely build it, I need to have the fuel set up in a specific way to make it that I can guarantee fuel reaches the inserters before they run out of their starting fuel. So sometimes I refer to it as safe, sometimes I refer to it as bot-proof, bot-resistant. So like, let's say if I'm hand building something, I just build the fuel line first, and then I build the iron lane, and that can guarantee that they get fuel before they get iron. Because if you have like an inserter here, moving, let's just say transport belts, it can only do a few actions before it dies. It's about 3.5 to 4, it depends on exactly how much it grabs, but it's about 4 actions. And now this one can never start itself. So if I were to have a bot place this blueprint, and this was self-feeding, and it got a belt of transports first, and then it got like 1 coal on the end, it's too late. So this is designed to not have that problem. Normally you don't have to worry about that with smelting lanes because of the internal buffer of the furnace. It's a lot lower than the amount of actions a burner inserter has. But with steel lanes in particular, that isn't the case because the internal buffer is so much higher due to the whole steel thing. It requires it has an internal buffer of like 10 rather than 5, or rather than like 3. So yeah, it's just not, it's not something you want to rely on when you have bots paste it. So most of the decisions from here on are making it that our base is gonna work when we paste 20,000 entities in a row. What is this missing? Oh, coal. I think I built this on the wrong. Oh, there we go. This one is it is on a higher layer. I was wondering why it couldn't connect it. Okay, this needs to connect to the outside, so we can just do something like that. Spacing wise, I guess we might as well just move it over. Okay, that doesn't quite work, so it does need to be one more tile. So here, now we can sideload it, right? Okay, cool. Happy with that, I think. Yeah, that looks fine. Solid fuel from the left. Okay, much easier to compress solid fuel now. Okay, now we don't actually use this side of the base for a while. Because now we spend the next couple stages consuming the resources we just connected. And then 3.1 is when you have to start thinking about trains. So here on out, this is our first train design. So it uses 1/2 plus 2 red. No, 1/2, 1/2. Okay, so 3 yellow belts. Theoretically, we might have that. I'm not actually sure. Let's make the assumption that these are a different patch. And let's just count these ones. Let's just say a fresh patch for here. So that's 1 belt, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 2 full patches. Technically, once we get mining productivity upgrades, we might have enough spare iron to consider this also part of the 2 patches. Because it's only adding... this only adds 3 yellow belts. I don't think this should be a train connection. But I don't know if we have enough spare iron to make it work either. Which means it would have to be a train connection. Or we could have a small patch connection, like maybe connect one of the starter patches to give us like 1 extra belt. We could also, if we had some kind of compressor... Ooh. We're limited on compressor options here because these are hand built. Though we could possibly steal spare iron from the bottom and send it up, because this doesn't necessarily run full speed. Howdy, Jay. Welcome. What is this? Oh, that is literally just a pass-through for stone. Okay, I was like, why am I smelting stone here? Did not make any sense. And that's because it doesn't make sense. See, this belt I don't think does anything. I think I wasn't sure how long the steel lane would be when I first built this. This is a solid field connection, so let's get that taken care of. We are building on the wrong layer. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if these will come from a train or not. I don't think that necessarily changes my thought process. Yeah, I guess that we can do a recount later. Maybe that's how I'll make the decision. Using trains with burners, inserters, it still feels like an absolutely insane decision, but I don't know. I like it. It was a fun thing to have to add. Okay, I don't know what this connection is and why it's so late. Oh, that's why it's so late, because it's 120 assemblers for red chips. Yeah, we don't need that early. Okay, so this will loop to the left and to the right. We can move this belt wherever. So yeah, we have plenty of space here. There's definitely, we could probably make our base like, probably like 50, maybe not 50, definitely like 25 tiles shorter in each direction, I think, if we redesigned it. Because like right here, we could obviously move this to the left. We can move more things inward, but I don't think the savings would be worth it. It would only save a few roboports, and it won't really free up a ton of future patches, so it's not super high on the list. But maybe in the redesign, we can try to make it even more compressed and cursed, if we even end up doing a redesign. It's something I'm considering because I like the challenge, but we'll see. Okay, so this one we've connected. This one is another pure iron lane. Oh, okay. That's what it is. So this isn't the full belt, but all of these together is a full belt of steel. That's what it is. I could have sworn I was producing a full belt of steel, and it looks like I am. Which is why I have the weird side balancer halfway. And splitters splitting off it early, just to help with saturation. Okay, this is... I don't know why this one's such a late layer, but I mean, we'll do staging later. We'll have to restage a lot of things, I think. Okay, so iron, good. Fuel needs to be here on the outside, so it looks to me like this should just have a splitter, right? Like I don't see any downside to that at all. Did we build it on the wrong layer? We did build it on the wrong layer. Things happen to be on the correct belt. It can use both halves here. If we make these a red belt, we could help with speed, but these are the staging between these two, there's such a large gap in time that I don't have to worry about it. Usually I don't like sending more than half a belt to one spot at a time, just to help with latency. But yeah, these are 4 stages apart. This should be backed up, which means this fuel should be effectively free at this point, throughput-wise, so it shouldn't affect this original lane. Because at a steady state, we only consume like 5 or 10% of the fuel that I want to be sending to anything at a given point. Just the nature of burner inserters. That is not correct. I don't think. We have done weird side loan before, but I don't think we meant to do it there. Yeah, we're good. Okay, and then there's some entities we can save in this steel lane, but we cannot worry about it yet. We'll do that at the end of the stream, I think, maybe. If I decide I actually want it. We'll just actually... Yeah, we're going to put stone on this layer because this is a belt that... It only has like 3 entities, and it just makes it a lot easier for me to visualize while building it. Which is sometimes worth like an extra entity early. Just to make it that building is, not awful. It helps. Definitely helps. Okay, then solid fuel is here, and then also over here. We might be able to split off this one. Just do one connection. That was the wrong blueprint. We made it work, but that wasn't the blueprint I meant to do. Yeah, that doesn't seem to have any issue. I really wish we could use less splitters, but I mean, I guess honestly, it's not as many splitters as I thought. It feels like I'm placing a lot, but for all of these combined, it's only like 50. One stack of splitters is nothing. Especially since it means the high throughput for filling belts is so much better. Because if we were to use an inserter, this right here is 1/6 of the maximum throughput of a splitter, which is very small, and that's being generous. That's definitely being generous. So anytime we wouldn't use a splitter, we would probably need like 3 inserters. And yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, where while they're being consumed, this is kind of rough while it's filling the belt. but once it backs up, it should be perfectly fine, and we'll get plenty of fuel. Do I have something voiding fuel here? Oh, oh, never mind. This connects, this is way too big of a connection to have any form of split. This isn't worth it. What we can give this, we can maybe give it 2 solid fuels. We could do something like this, if I really want to do. Output prio. Honestly, this takes not that long to back up, right? I don't know. I'm torn. That's basically 10 entities or slower start time. That is fortunately an easy connection to do, an easy change to do later, if I decide I wanted to start slower, start faster. Wrong way around. Okay. This is a weird way for me to send supplemental iron. Oh, this is oh yeah, this is the electronic circuit, the electric concertor build, which feels wrong. They are required for science, but it just feels so wrong to build them because of that. Okay, that can go here. That's an easy connection. Okay, I don't know what this is. I really don't know what this is. Is this an iron belt? Or is it a fuel belt? Let's see. Okay, it's side loads and it's side loads again. So this looks like we're sending supplemental iron. Does this have a filter? Oh, no, this is a copper belt. Okay, this is copper. I'm assuming we just didn't have enough belt throughput to go straight through. Because we can't use red belt. We have red belt in the starter base, but that's because this is hand built. It's going to be, we don't have to worry about bots, but here it does matter. Yeah, okay, because we need like an extra third of a copper lane or something going through here. Or an extra 2/3 of a copper lane. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. So we can definitely shift all of this over. Make things a lot nicer. The weird thing is, why do I have this side load? Why don't I just side load like this? I don't know why I had the double side load. I guess I probably didn't know exactly what I was going for when I first built it, so that would probably do it. Okay, copper here, and it does matter which side the copper goes on. Okay. Can we do something like that? That puts it on the correct side, and then we could technically get solid fuel from here, which that's the same issue as this one, but because it's such a short lane, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think we can accept 1/4 of a copper lane, fuel lane, and 1/2 of a fuel lane. Or sorry, 3/4 of a fuel lane. That's decent enough. That's a weird connection that we just made. Don't like that one. At least this doesn't need fuel on it, but... Actually, why does it have fuel on it? Wait, it does need fuel on it. Huh. Why am I using that as a fueling lane? Okay. Is this the correct side? That is the correct side balancing. Or the correct side loading, not necessarily side balancing. So we need fuel here, and we need fuel here. On the inside. Wait, does it get fuel mid lane? I thought I looked for that. Does it not? Oh, it gets it from here. Thank you. Should I just send it here, though? Nah, it probably doesn't matter. I think I should just move this. If I could side swap everything, I think that makes things a lot simpler, doesn't it? Actually, does it? Yeah, it does, but not significantly. Just slightly easier.
Tacos every day. Tacos
Oh,
every
I just
day.
realized I do not have vents. Hold on. I hear the sounds. Which activity feed? There we go. Hello, Malcolm. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Hope your stream went well. We are throwing our head at a wall right now, trying to figure out how to do fuel connections with burners because we kind of been skipping it this entire time. Turns out, I probably should have been working on it earlier. That's okay. Procrastination is the way. We could do this. Wait, why does the this is split between too many lanes at this point, I think, but I think we'll be okay. We could always supplement it if I change my mind. That's pretty easy. Yeah, this is a project I've been working on for a while. It's taken longer than I expected, but we're back to working on it like 3 days a week now, so hopefully we can finish it up pretty soon. It's just a really dumb meme run, which will take like 12 hours to run, but it's taken like 100 hours to design. The ore seems to be on the wrong side, is it? Oh, yes, I forgot the side load. Thank you. Good catch. Maybe that's why I had the side load. Oh, that's probably why I had the weird side load earlier, like this. The double side load, that makes it very obvious that it needs to be side loaded, basically. Okay, I think technically this works. Let's see, that's going to take from... This is going to take from the left half. This is going to take from the right half. So this should be perfectly balanced, but I don't understand. It should be perfectly balanced. Oh, once the belt backs up. So if we speed up, it should be good. Oh, we have all the stages running. We're running at like 54 UPS right now because we have all of these running. The stage blueprint planning is not a great indicator for our performance. Fun Twitch fact, you can raid without ever doing a stream? Really? Interesting. I guess if you have people in your offline chat, you can just send them somewhere. There we go. Okay, it's finally backed up. So Prio might actually be a good idea here, just because it helps with the startup time. Okay, honestly, I like that. The only thing I don't like is I feel like we're gonna be fuel. We're gonna have a little bit of an issue with fuel. Ooh, we could send the spare fuel from iron to the left though. That might be fine. Okay, so this part, I don't think this part matters where the fuel comes from. Yeah, it doesn't. Imagine chilling in chat then being sent rating, right? Like you're just sitting there having a good time chatting with your friends in some random Twitch chat, and then all of a sudden you're kicked out. Everyone's removing third spaces. There's gonna be nowhere for people to hang out anymore. It's a pandemic. Does this work? Like I've heard recently there's some like places banning like laptops and like coffee shops just because people like to just kind of sit there a while and use up table space. It's just like woof. There's nowhere to go anymore. You just got to become a recluse. It's the only answer really. Okay, that was a lot of entity savings. Why didn't I have that before? Oh, because I was just doing some quick building, right? Yeah, there's a lot of entity savings in my second half of my base from just quick builds. It's all optional though. It's really just like I can do it if I notice it, but if I don't, the world doesn't end, sort of thing. Okay, I was trying to see if the side for any of this matters. So this iron goes straight through, this iron goes straight through, very standard lanes. Okay, so we can just build this however is easiest to build. I like that. It's nice to get one of those. It's been a while. Okay, so something like that works. Actually, how did we do the connections on the right? Lots of splitters. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I wasn't sure if we had like some fancy pattern, but now we just kind of did it. We didn't have any form of like standardization. Okay, we can move this over a lot, that's for sure. And then we do need to forces side... Oh, wait, actually, wait. Is it already side balanced? That's going to take from the left half. This one is going to take from the right half. Okay, so that is side balanced. Perfect. We could possibly use a red belt here. Save 2 entities. It's a very costly 2 entities to save those. That's not really worth it. Okay, now we just need coal here and then coal here on the top. Okay, so that looks like a decent spot to get fuel from. And then this is where I was talking about we could very easily send supplemental supplemental fuel here. But honestly, this isn't that far down the belt, so it's not that helpful. We could do a supplement like halfway down. Actually, wait, it's easier said than done. There's not really enough space to add a splitter in there. Okay, where is it? Okay, I placed it in the wrong spot 2 times in a row. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, the only issue is it's on the wrong side of the belt. Ooh, what if we sideload it first? That makes it a much cleaner connection, right? That does decrease the max throughput, but this is feeding like 12 or 20 furnaces. I don't think that's a huge deal. And then if we do it this way, it can use a more balanced input, although I don't think that matters much either. Okay, I am happy with that, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to this design. Nah. I don't know. They're both very clear. It's clear what it's doing in both of them. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we can live with that. There might be another way. Like, what if I sideload the iron first and then split later? Like, we put the splitter here, then here, and then we split off iron again. Nah, never mind. That doesn't track. I mean, it does. It just isn't that useful. Okay, now we're up to this one's one of those weird lanes again, which means this one is not flexible for which side resources come from. Fortunately, doesn't matter too much because we don't have to build this by hand. So, yay. We can do whatever we want here, basically. Which I think this setup was decent. And then now we just have to connect fuel here, and it needs to be side-loaded. We'll see where it comes from up here. Like, maybe we can do a decent side balancer first. Okay, this needs to be mirrored, because I want to copy this design, because this design's actually kind of okay. Okay, perfect. And now we just need to attach coal to the outer side. Why does this not look symmetrical? Oh, because it's not. That's why it doesn't look connectional. Symmetrical. What the heck is it? What is connectical? What kind of typo? Audible typo is that? Mispronunciation is that? Yeah, we work on this. We've been working on this Fridays, Saturdays, and Tuesdays. Sundays we play space exploration in a much more casual run, and then Mondays we do really stupid stuff. Like currently we're playing an April Fool's mod pack, and it's slightly emotionally destroying me. It's been fun. Definitely recommend checking out that one. Is this right? I think this is right. Yeah. No, that's good. So we just need to get the fuel. Okay, outer side. Should be easy enough. Outer here? How is this the wrong layer? How did I switch the layer? Whatever. I don't know how I switched that layer. More casual runs? Well, yeah, I mean, we just make a mess when it comes to space exploration. We don't try to make anything good. At least here we're trying to make something acceptable. Space exploration, we just make a mess and accept it because it's a fun way to play. Should I just sideload the iron? I think I should just sideload this iron. Because that feels like a lot of undergrounds for no reason. Yeah, let's just do an output prio. Okay, I am content with that. How far... Oh, I was going to say how far over have we gone. I didn't realize how much farther to the right this lane was compared to every other furnace lane here. That looks so weird. Okay, now we're up to flare 4. Okay, so this is 1,
Tacos every day.
2,
Oh,
3.
tacos every day.
You. I love that song. Howdy, Frab. Welcome, welcome. Hope your stream went well. Were you doing any percent or some kind of speed run? Or default settings? I don't know why I feel like default settings is the answer. Could be not related at all. Okay, what were we doing? Oh, we were counting lanes. 1, 2, 3. This is post trains, right? I think I decided this one's post train. Okay, so we can assume the top half of this is a train. So that's 1 lane, 2 lane, 3 lanes, 4 lanes, 5 lanes. Okay, so we're up to 5. 5 train lane at gears. Okay, so we have 3-ish lanes left to work with. For 0.7 SE, got to try to build some nice stage base for clear and fast run. What's 0.7 SE? Is that like the version number? Oh yeah, I forgot. People that were doing staged space exploration for a bit, weren't they? Or not staged, speed runs. Oh, it's the next big update. Okay. Is that going to happen after the expansion, or do you know if they're doing it before? 99% after 2.0 Factoria. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess at this point, especially since they're apparently announcing the expansion release date next week, I imagine people aren't going to be rushing to update that many mods before then. Before then. But yeah, we're up to 5. This is going to be 5.5. I need to figure out. Actually, I think that's fine because I don't think we have any other half lanes up here. Never mind. What the heck is this? This might be. Never mind. This might be a half lane. Or this is a stone lane? It doesn't go anywhere. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. But it doesn't connect to anything. So that's problematic. Figure out what the empty lane by military is. I don't even try to like type things correctly when I put them in the task list. I don't know why. Mod author works on expansion, so he might have access to things we don't have. That's fair. He probably also knows when it's coming out, and it's like, yeah, I'm not updating my mod. It comes out next week. It's probably not gonna come out next week. That would be cool though. Imagine if they're like, oh, we're gonna announce the release date next week, and then they're just like, it's today. That would be really nice. That would be really neat. Although I don't actually want that because I want to finish this up first before I get hooked on the expansion, but I like the idea of it. Okay, so since we can't actually get 8 lanes of resources out of one smelting lane, it might be reasonable for me to just count this as 6. And then we can do, if we have spare later, we can do that. So that would be 6. This would be 7. This would be 8. So this is let's get up to this point. 1, 2. Oh wait. No, this would be 8. Because this one's 6. This is 7. This is 8. Yeah, next week they will tell date. That's what I was thinking. Like, what if they tell the date and it just ends up being that day? That would be a great prank. I don't know if prank's the right word, but uh, it would have bamboozled us all. Okay, so solid fuel comes from the left, iron comes from the right. That's a fair assumption. I switch which side they're all on, which means this is gonna break. But other than that, this is totally Totally acceptable. Let's move it farther over, though. Actually, the earlier I sideloaded, the better. In terms of entities. But we don't have the train yet, so let's not worry about it. Okay, this is the one that we said we want to do early. We'll just leave it there for now. Okay. So this will be 7, this will be 8. Awesome. Okay, I think we can live with that. Now coal. Okay, this has a weird loop. I think I should do the loop earlier, right? Yeah, I should definitely do this loop earlier. 4.1. There we go. That makes it way easier to connect the iron, I think, to have this way sooner. Then we have a lot of entities we can save in steel. They're all very manual to do, though. So you know what? We'll just we'll leave it at this. We'll leave it at this lane. We can actually go back and add an entity to save iron if we really want to. Although I think this point in the run, we can just choose entities over resources for the most part. Okay. And then we won't worry about this other half. Oh, and there's like all of this to save. The supplemental iron. Yeah, we have a lot of entities. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we had like an entire like 5 sets of bot dispatches to save throughout our base. Just because we probably have in the thousands of entities just wasted in various spots. Is that sideloading correctly? I think so. Yeah. That should be fine. And then technically they're both taking from the same side. So we do need an output prio for this one to work. But it should work totally fine. Yep. Okay, that's perfectly balanced. We can live with that. And then same thing up here. I think. Yeah, same thing up here. Then we need to convert them to using one central red belt. But other than that, I think we're basically done here. And then same thing. We'll do a prio to the right this time. And then solid fuel comes from the middle, I think. I'm doing the correct side here, right? Yeah, this doesn't have a ton of flexibility. This bottom one has flexibility, but this top one doesn't. Okay, so solid fuel comes from the left. We sideload it to get it on the outer side, so that needs a splitter. It doesn't matter too much about the side balancing, and then we can send this up, and then we're good. And that's all there is to that one, actually. That one's very easy to set up. Okay, and that's it. That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, yeah, I'm making the assumption that this is a separate resource input. Okay, so this is when we have red splitters. Okay, now we just need to start making the layers correctly. Okay, so this should actually be a red loader. There we go. Because now this is actually going to be a splitter, a fast splitter. There we go. That will make counting the belts a lot easier too. I feel like there's a place I could place this that's more optimal in terms of saving entities. Like right here, maybe. Might be a little bit better. Probably not drastic. Okay, and that is the correct size of loader. Perfect. Okay, so then this one is 2 lanes. Right? Yeah, it's a weird 2 lanes, but it is 2 lanes nonetheless. And then we can send this one straight up. Perfect. Okay, happy with that. Not worth the entity. Definitely not worth the entity there. Okay, that's 2. This one, I guess, will just have to be connected early, which is not inherently a problem. Might need to move it back a little bit, though. Yeah, we'll probably split this one earlier. Probably here. And then that means these should switch sides. Yeah, we should definitely have the solid fuel here then. Send that down, send this up. Perfect. That is much better. We'll delete this. And then I think, yeah, this position is good, right? Yeah, we might be able to move it over a little bit, but we don't have to. We don't have to. We do need to make sure it's on the correct stage, though. Although I think at this point it doesn't matter too much if things are on the wrong stage, but we definitely, if it's an easy fix, we should go for it. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then the fourth one is here. Which very incredibly easy. That will be here. And actually, that's a decent spot for that, I think. Yeah, that one's okay. Fast loader, infinity chest. Perfect. Okay, so that's one full train. Now, theoretically, I would want the train to be somewhere in the center. So that would make it... Actually, I don't really know. We haven't looked too closely at these. That would work here. Okay, so it would have to start down like this low, but that's somewhat central. So yeah, we have plenty of clearance there. What about the other design? I think all the designs probably don't have an issue. This one has the output a little bit higher proportional to the railing, but it's not that much higher. So this one we would probably just have to shift a little bit up. But yeah, we can make that one work. And then where's the last one? Oh, this one's super low. Okay, so this one's very easy to get centralized. Although I think that's the original design. Yeah, that's the original one. I think this is the one that I would want to use as a basis. Oh, this one's really high up. This one's like oriented a completely different way. One is fake one due to fuel. Fake. Well, what do you mean by fake in this case? Like it's just cheating in fuel? Wait, what? Oh, this one doesn't have... Wait, does this one not have a speaker on it? This one doesn't have a speaker. Oh, there it is. It's just farther back. Oh, gotcha. That's what you... Okay. Okay, so this is the one. This is the fake one. This is the one that has the fuel at the back. Okay, so this is the one we need to look at. That's actually the easy one to get centralized, so it's perfect. Now this one's very easy to get to the center. Because we can even line this up directly here, I think. And then we can probably move this. Yeah, this is just for the building trains. That's flexible. Why was I breaking at that point? That was my problem. There we go. And now I guess I might just be able to rotate that. Okay. So yeah, that clears it. That clears it, no problem. It puts the central point. Well, actually, that is at the very bottom. It's actually not at the center, but I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, that fits in neatly. I might check on my fuel production, because it would be really nice if I didn't have to use light oil. The main concern is this also goes to my main base. So that is straight up like double the refinery cost. Double the refineries and I guess the same amount of chem plants, theoretically. So yeah, I just need to look at my... I guess power consumption is an issue. I just need to look at... I need to look at how much this produces whenever it's at peak. This one plus, I think we have additional production. We don't have additional production to outposts. I might actually have to add another refinery assembler somewhere because I might have underdone refineries. Because basically, I've made the assumption. I've made the assumption that this will back up for like 2 hours, and then I don't need additional production. But if I end up consuming like 500 immediately, that kind of makes that not a great assumption. But we can move this a little closer. Okay, I'm happy with that. This is a cool design. Is the only advantage of this one... is the only advantage of this being able to fit the chem plants in between it? Or is there another advantage I'm missing? Same rail cost. Or similar rail cost. Somehow. It looks so much messier. Is the size the same? Like, it is a little bit taller. How is the rail cost smaller? I don't understand rails. I guess because there's more curved rails? Is that a thing? No. Maybe? I guess it is slightly less wide. The places that it's taller are very sporadically. No need for additional lane for the build train. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, because it connects earlier. Thank you. That's where the savings come from. Because it connects right through this loop. Don't know if that's a good thing, actually. I haven't seen where the trains stop. I guess it depends where we start them. Can we fit 5 trains on these sections? That's what it would come down to, right? I think we can fit 5 there. They fit in just right. Okay. So you would have one here, one like awkwardly here, one here. Where's the 5th one go? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, I see. Two can fit in this section. Gotcha. Because it would go this way. Ah, I see. I see where the 5 fit. This looked a lot smaller than it actually was. That's much lengthier. Okay. I could connect these. I don't think I need to worry about it quite yet. We also need to figure out where stone comes from. Stone's probably going to be a long belt coming from the bottom. Solid fuel is... not solid fuel. Advanced oil is... It is double, right? Is it... Or is it half power? I've been thinking it's double the solid fuel. But I don't know if that's actually true. No, that is true. Wait, is it triple the solid fuel? Because 45 light oil is 2 solid fuel. 55 petroleum is also like 2.5. Whereas this is 2. Okay, so yeah, it is double. So with half the energy cost? No, double with the same energy cost. Yeah, when we have the cracking and when we don't round 50 to 40, it probably is nearly triple. Hello, Grizzy Boy. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so if it's double, then that means we would only need to fit like a single layer here, a single layer here. So yeah, we will definitely have space for that. Really just comes down to, do I think I have enough water? Because that is a consideration. I think we can realistically get water on one half. I might have to assume water is only on the right side and not the left. Because I feel like whichever side has the power plant should be able to do advanced no problem. The side that doesn't have the power plant, that's a lot of pipe. That's a lot of pipe and probably some pumps to get it over there. How much oil will the base need? Not a ton. It's like either 5,000 to 10,000 oil per second. It's more that it just needs to be connected at like 20 separate points. Because a lot of the oil that we use is only for a short while in the outpost, and then it stalls, which is why we have like 20 separate oil connections to build. But on average, once those back up, they'll only be consuming like 10% of that. Okay, so this is back to iron. Okay, so this is another steel lane. This one's very easy. We can actually probably copy this one. It's the same layer too, right? Yeah, it should be the same general design. Yeah, I think that works perfectly. That is exactly the same, didn't require any changes. Okay, so we'll mark this as... I don't know if that mark means anything. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. Okay, this is train 1. Train 2, I don't know, that's kind of makes sense, but not a ton. I don't want to do the actual train connection right now, because I feel like I'll just waste time when I inevitably slightly change it. Oh, that all fits. Oh, that fits perfectly within the Roboport too, nice. Okay, so these trains save a lot of Roboports as well, because I think this one needed like 2, barely. Actually, no, I could have made one work. It was my old design that needed 2. The one that was just a temporary, let's make it a straight line. Which had charm, but it was definitely worse. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. Okay, what is this? This is obviously bricks. If it wasn't bricks, it wouldn't have logic. Is this copper? Okay, this might be where I'm supposed to be getting copper for military science. Also, steel, for some reason, is just teleported here. I don't know why. I guess I produce... Oh, because we can just split off. Okay, it's because the connection isn't that far. So I just decided, let's just leave it. Okay, how much does this actually consume? 1 steel per second. Max. Okay, so yeah, we can split off of this, no problem. Right, because this is producing 12 steel. Okay, so yeah, we'll just take from this. There we go. We no longer have to spawn it. Our military science buffer is kind of in the way, but I think we can make it work, right? Yeah. Yeah, very, very easily, actually. And then lots of entity savings here. Perfect. Does this matter? No, I'm just trying to make it easier to visualize where the full undergrounds are. Okay. Awesome. This has to be copper. I don't think there's any world where this isn't copper. I can't believe it's not built, but what else could it possibly be? It's next to military science. This uses full lane of... Oh, we need to get... we don't have coal. Oh, wait, we do have coal. We get coal from the other side. That's what this is. So we just need to get this copper over here, which might require a little bit of belt weaving now that I'm looking at it. Because this is not something we can pass through. Not without a yellow belt. Yeah, I think we can just accept that we need 1, maybe 2, probably a total of 6 fast undergrounds, and we can belt weave through this, no problem. I think that's worth it. Because, wait, can I just raise this 1 tile? I can just raise it up 1 tile, can't I? Like, there's space here. We're not like built to the edge. So we can definitely just shift this up. Then the bricks aren't even connected. I don't... It looks like I built military and then I shifted military, and now I'm not really sure where anything goes. Yeah, that's 100% what happened. Okay, so bricks are actually supposed to go up here. This is very obvious what this is. There we go. Copper. Okay, yeah. I think if we cut this and shift it up one tile, I don't think anything breaks. Like, not even slightly. This one does. And this one, the connection we just made breaks. But now we have... Now we have this gap in between that we can send copper through. Much nicer. Perfect. Okay, that was worth it. And then I guess, let's see, side doesn't matter here, so we can just side load that. Save an entity if we really want to. Yeah, saves like 2 entities, might as well. And then this might be something I can shift over a tile, although that doesn't do a ton. It potentially saves 1 entity. Yeah, okay, it saves 1 entity. I guess free is free. This is solid fuel that somehow got turned around. I am building on the correct stage, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Iron seems good. Stone seems good and connected. Copper seems good. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. We just need to make sure this still is functional. I forgot about this lane. I don't remember what this does. I I know what it does. It is a chest balancer. So that way we have these divide the buffers into 3 chests evenly, because the throughput for burner inserters is so bad, and I need to be able to output at least 3 at a time from buffers. Normally you don't have to worry about that, because 1 stack inserter can output an entire yellow belt. 1 fast inserter can basically output an entire yellow belt. So it doesn't matter if it's balanced with electricity. But here it does matter. Okay, and this needs a copper connection. So that's a little tricky, because I don't think we have a full copper lane yet. So we might get the copper from down here, which is a bit of a trek. But we'll probably do a little bit of fine tuning with where our resource comes from later. It's very low priority right now. And then I guess we can probably take this solid fuel, because that is, yeah, this is a very short belt. That won't be a problem. Why do I have that on my hotbar? Oh, I guess for a while I was building primarily with red belts. And now I'm sitting here wondering why red belts is the focus of my inventory. Okay, we'll just give this a straight belt. That should be pretty clear what this is supposed to be. I'm trying to make it obvious that this is a half copper for when I'm counting things, but I don't think there's a great way around that. Okay, and this should be... How many bricks is this? I guess how many walls am I consuming is the first question. This is 15 bricks per second. So 15 bricks per second is 2 full belts of stone. So that's 1 red belt of stone. So we'll use a fast splitter. So that would look like this. And then we need the solid fuel, which it looks like I want it to go on the outside right here and here. Or we can do what we've been doing with solid fuel, which is doing this kind of splitter. Maybe I move it up. And maybe over. I think that might work. Or you can just do the side load and then we do the prio again. That's an input prio. I don't know why I keep doing that with the prios. And then this one needs to be swapped. Nope, left. Okay, so we should have an infinite stone source here. Oh, that is not stone. Well, some of these might not run, but that's okay. They're not important. And then this one is solid fuel coming from the left, which we haven't set up the buffer yet, but that is a very easy fix later. And it should be good. Okay, and then we need a full belt of solid fuel, which we'll probably get farther left, and then iron, 1 half belt of iron, okay. Does this need to be side loaded? I don't want to split from this again. 2 belts missing on the lower fuel lane. Yes, thank you. We could split from this, but I think we split from this too many times. Actually, this is a pretty short belt. Never mind, this requires... let's round up. Let's say this requires 1600 fuel. That is about 100... Wait, 1600 fuel. Actually, no, I didn't multiply it by the right number, did I? 3200 fuel. At least 3200 fuel at 15 fuel per second. That's like 4 minutes. Honestly, that's not too bad. Let's just split off here then. Can't really do anything with... That might work. No, that's kind of sideloaded in a weird spot. Oh, we could do this. Ooh, that's actually okay. And then maybe we can do a splitter here for this other lane. Like right there. I don't love this. No, I really hate that actually. What if I do... What if I do the split here? Oh, that doesn't work. That's not safe. That can brown out very easily. Yeah, we can't grab from... You can't grab from a corner with a self-feeding inserter. It's generally ill-advised. I feel like I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be, though. Let's just connect this, and we'll worry about the iron connection later. Let's just do this. Let's keep it simple. There we go. You can't really go wrong with this kind of setup. It's not that much, if any more expensive. And then it's also perfectly side balanced too, which is very nice. Okay, so this is only one yellow belt. This is 2, so we're up to 2.5 red belts. We also have an entire red belt of stone, which I don't know where that comes from. we have a couple like lone stone spots that we need. Don't really know how we're gonna deal with those. My guess is we're gonna have a bunch of things going like around the base, because I just can't justify grabbing 2 belts of ore from a stone patch that is like 300 tiles away on each side. So I have to choose between either that or going 200 tiles around my base. They're pretty comparable in terms of entity cost. It's just one of them requires 2 separate resource connections that are smaller, which is more mechanical work. And I think at this point in the run that does matter a little bit due to the whole we'll be tired at this point in the run thing. That definitely complicates stuff. Complicates it. I don't like how that looks. It doesn't look clear that I only need a half belt here. And it just makes it look like I made a mistake. Okay, how does this one look? Oh, okay. Is that all one stage? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, this uses half a copper. These are all going to use, like, a lot of copper. There's a ton of copper consumption here, actually. So we are probably going to need 1 more iron train for this. Let's see, Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is one iron train for all of these. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's half an iron train. This is half an iron train. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's very annoying. Basically, we need 1/4 of a train, or like, 15% of a train extra to do this. So we might have to have one option, and it's probably what we're going to go with, is to have a bunch of compressors, maybe at the bottom, to send the spare resources. Or we get like 1 lane of iron from the right side, because I think this one has an extra lane to go with. We'll probably trade one copper lane for like one iron lane. But yeah, that is that is so close to being enough iron. Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. These are not full lanes of iron. We might be barely okay because these are all like every single one of these, I think, is 11 over 12. What is 11 over 12? It's like 92%, right? So each one of these is 92% of an iron lane, which means we should be able to compress the iron. Oh no, except no, when I do my counting, we don't actually get a full 4 lanes. So I was gonna say we have enough extra if we compress all those, but we actually only have 7.7 technically lanes of red belt, so we don't actually have the spare. Okay, I'll add that to the notes. Left side needs 2 more iron drains plus 1 yellow belt, which is very unfortunate, but oh, it happens. It's hard to make a perfectly resource balanced base. There might be some weird stuff we could do to like move one of these lanes over here to make it a little more balanced, or maybe vice versa. Because like size wise, never mind, they're even. It's just on this stage that they're not. I was gonna say size wise, this one was a lot taller, but it's actually a perfect rectangle. Maybe there might be like a nice iron patch right here that we'll be able to connect to. That's not unreasonable to assume. Maybe we don't need a train. Because this is a really tall base. This is going to be our primary resource patch, like right here. Our base is going to extend, what is that? 500 tiles. 500 tiles should put us close enough to another like coal and iron patch over here. So maybe we just, I think we can find a small patch to connect to. We could test that real quick. Yeah, I think we could get a rough estimate. Yeah, the next couple days is going to be a lot of fuel connection and refining our trains. And then we should be able to get to practice fairly soon, though. Because once we get the train stops connected, we just need to confirm that our base works and then start practicing just a little bit. We don't need to have like a good practice time. We just need to make sure our blueprints, in fact, produce everything in the correct stage. We're going to put this blueprint... Gosh, this is such a massive blueprint. Full base test. That is in a very bad spot. We really need to sort our blueprint book. But on the other hand, I like how it looks. Okay, I know there's a way to exit editor mode, I think. I don't know what it is. I swear it's a real thing. So what if I look at the controls? Is there something in editor extensions that I'm missing? Or sorry, not editor extensions, stage blueprint planning. Because I feel like when you start a world, you don't start in this menu. But I don't really know how to go to the other menu. Is it one of these? I thought there was like an exit project button. What is this? What is this? What is that a sound effect from? Is that like Doom? I don't know, that's definitely some kind of old game with that audio quality. It sounds so familiar, but I cannot place it. Anyway, let's just go to a random world. Let's go with our original test world, the one that we did without blueprints, because we have done this run before. We didn't do it with blueprints. We didn't do it in one run, so it wasn't like an official run. But I still want to. Oh gosh, our base is going to be so large compared to this one. Well, not large. Well, actually, no, it is larger. But it's also more dense, so I don't know if it's that much larger. Let's see. Okay, so we're comparing this. So we're looking at a main base that's going to be... Well, these are also part of the main base. So this is roughly the size of our original run. our new base is 30% larger. I'd say it's about 30% larger. But what are we testing? Okay, so our starter patches at the... Let's assume our starter patches are... I think they're going to be oriented about this way, sideways. So if we look at the edge of our base, it's actually not that close to patches, as close to patches as I thought. So even with our base being 500 tiles wide, we're still a little bit of ways away from getting all the copper we need. Like, technically, there's a copper patch right here and an iron patch right there. But it's not a great copper patch, so I probably wouldn't want to use a blueprint for it. So I was hoping we would have close enough patches to be able to fill the gaps, but I guess that's not as reasonable. It's not as reasonable as I thought it was, which is weird. I guess that's why we're using trains. I wonder I wonder what our actual production will be, because we do have a very large base and we do have trains. We might have to shut off trains towards the end of the run. Although I don't know if I don't know how UPS heavy trains are. Like, I know at large scale they probably are, but we only have a total of, I guess it's going to be, it's 10 tracks, 550 trains. That might actually be a bit, that might be something that's worth shutting off. We'll see. We could test that somehow, because we're pushing the limits of our computer for sure. Gosh, this is so massive. This also doesn't have the power plant in it, but honestly, the power plant isn't huge. It's probably going to be off to the right, actually. Because I think having our base oriented this way around the base is reasonable. Oil patches are usually pretty easy to get to. Some of them are a bit far. Well, we'll definitely need... I think we'll want to set up like 5 different spots we can set up oil to. And just make sure all of them work. It will definitely waste... It will waste a lot of underground pipes, but I think it'll be worth it in terms of... I think it'll be worth it in terms of simplicity, because if it makes the connections like 30 minutes faster in the end, it would be worth it. I have a 7800X3D. It just, this base is very... the 100% speedrun in general is very processor heavy. So like, even with an amazing CPU, it's not unreasonable to max out your CPU. And we do what we can with the designs to make them more UPS optimized, but because it's not just a mega base, it's a speedrun a mega base speedrun basically. You have to find a balance between cost and like entity cost and UPS cost. Because like the build speed definitely matters a ton. They are, but it's not as significant as it is in benchmarks. So the 3D cache has the limits of only really having a massive... It has the downside of only having that massive boost in small bases. So like, most of the benchmarks people run on the 3D caches are for bases that they speed up like 1,000 times or 100 times or whatever. They don't make one large base that runs at 60 at max speed. They make small bases and test how much faster they can make the small base run. So when you get to the larger bases, it's still very good. It's still a very good CPU. It's still one of the best, but it doesn't have the huge margin that it does in a lot of the benchmarks, unfortunately. So like in small scale, my CPU is like 100% better. Large scale, it's like 30% better. Still very nice. That still saved like 2 hours of my life for the run. But it's not the 100% that the benchmarks lead a lot of people to believe. But hey, 30% is still very solid. I don't see how we're gonna connect like 9. Wait, did we even have to fight biters in our first run? I think our first run didn't even get outside the starter, reach biters. So we're definitely going to have to work on our combat abilities, which is really just going to be clicking combat robots and running through a base. But still, we need to practice that because we're not the best at fighting biters. I'm trying to like get an idea of how large our base will be. I think it will be like this large at the end, but it will have a lot more gaps. I really hope we can get the 7 million green chips per hour goal in an actual run. Like theoretically we should be able to, but I feel like it depends on a lot of other factors than just stress tests. We do at least have a decent base. Like this right here is a very solid design. And this is basically what we have multiplied by 50. But I think that's it for me. We'll do some more designing tomorrow. I have to go meet up with some friends soon. So yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll finish up the train designs next time. I think hopefully next time we'll be able to actually work on the train design, because I think we can get the fuel hooked up, but we need to get all of our furnaces hooked up first before we know where we need fuel, which is why I haven't been that gung-ho about setting up the trains to be like perfect. But that's a easy enough fix. Getting the resources connected to get an idea of how many trains we need, though, is definitely a good first step. Yeah, hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.